Good morning, folks.
Hey, Kurt.
We are live.
All right. Welcome, everybody. I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Accessibility Advisory Committee for December the 6th. It's 10:02. We'll just start with the agenda, the adoption of the agenda. If I could just get a motion for the current agenda that we have.
I'll motion.
All right.
And I'll second it there, Kurt.
All right. And all in favor?
All right.
All right. We'll move on to part 3, any disclosure of any pecuniary interest or general nature thereof. I don't believe there is any. Number 4, the adoption of the minutes from our previous meeting, October the 4th. I don't know if anyone, if they were reviewed, if there was any corrections or anything that anyone wanted to mention. If not, then I'll just look for a motion. All right, Janet and David. All right, and then all in favor.
So Chair Allen, just a quick note for those minutes, I did reflect that the meeting actually took place on October 4th. I believe they said July, so they just have been, that correction was made.
Okay, all right.
Oh, right. We should have noticed that one.
I don't believe there's any deputations or presentations. Part 6, reports to the Accessibility Advisory Committee. Did you want to talk about that then, Jeanette?
For sure. So the first one there is just the consideration of the, should be 2022 celebration of accessibility awards. So there were a number of them received this year in somewhat unconventional ways, I'm going to add. So there is a nomination form, but there was a number of recommendations made that went outside of the nomination form. So the first one that we received, as you can see there, was for Fargo's General Store and Graham's Pharmacy, and that was done jointly. And then there was another one for the Hunters Creek Golf Club, and this was received through our Facebook post. Our communications officer, Matt Mills, had done very extensive communication on our social media platforms for the award. So this one came actually through a Facebook post, which I've included as well. And then there was another one there that was received for the Wolf Island Medical Clinic and the Frontenac doctors, again, jointly, because they do work hand in hand. So again, those were the ones that were received this year. And as the committee may recall, a number of years ago, we changed the award from being an award where we actually choose one to renaming it the Celebration of Accessibility Award, so that everyone who's nominated, provided that the committee agrees that the reason they're being nominated is worthy of an accessibility award, that everybody receives the award. So we don't actually choose one now. We just celebrate all of those who are promoting accessibility in all of our townships and in the county as a whole. So those were the ones that were received. I'm not sure if the committee had any thoughts on them. Myself, when I looked at them, I thought they were all great and worthy nominations in helping to promote accessibility in their respective townships and ensuring that barriers are removed for those persons with disabilities. But I'll turn it over to you, Chair Allen, to see if the committee has any discussion on it.
I thought that they were quite unique, actually, in the way that they sort of supported the community from the golf club entry right through to the one on Wolf Island and delivering the medication, and the other one in regards to going door to door for the COVID-19 and influenza shots. Did anybody else have any comments on any of those, or?
Not me. It sounds good.
Yeah, I thought they were quite unique and really served a purpose.
Yeah.
Myself.
Meaningful.
Yes, absolutely. And I think it's great that we can recognize all 3 of them for sure.
Great.
So So then they'll just, so when will they be recognized then, Jeanette? Oh, sorry, go ahead, Janet.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman, I just wanted to say that when I nominated Graham's Pharmacy,
Mhm.
I sent him a note telling him I had done it in case he got a phone call and had no idea what was going on. He
Very
told
good.
me he had been doing this for about 10 years and no
Oh,
one had
wow.
ever said thank you.
Oh, wow.
So I would like to say to everybody on the committee, let's keep our eyes open for the things that we take for granted and encourage other people that we know who help us to do the same thing, because it doesn't take much to fill out the form, and it meant a huge amount to that man's business.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, you're right. And sometimes so many things like that, you just don't get recognized.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm surprised. I'm shocked he's been doing it for 10 years now. Wow, that's incredible.
Could I ask a question?
Yeah, sure, Kurt, go ahead.
Sorry, just sort of in context. Do we have specifications or requirements for how they use the award? Is there wording, anything like that? Do we supply that?
You mean
No.
like you mean like if they wanted to use it?
Yeah, yeah,
like in, say, advertisement or?
yeah, or the proverbial newsletter or a plaque on the wall. Is there language? I just wondered. If there isn't, that's fine. I just wondered.
I don't know. Do you know anything about that, Jeanette?
For sure, I can speak to that. So they are provided each with a certificate of
Right.
the award. And basically what it is the award, and the wording is actually in the nominations form. If I can very quickly pull that up, if you can just give me 1 second here. So in the nominations form, it says that the award is to recognize a person, group, or organization that has made or is making a significant contribution beyond legislative requirements towards improving access for persons with disabilities in the county. Access can include designing new or renovated buildings, an employment program, a transportation system, which is what the delivery of, for example, the COVID vaccines would fall under, a recreational or leisure program, or anything that contributes significantly to persons with disabilities living independently. So there is that wording in terms of what the award is for. And then they each do receive a certificate. So, and then at the ceremony itself, those same words are read. And then on their certificate actually states the accessibility improvement that they were nominated for. So,
Okay.
for example, let's just take the Hunters Creek Golf Club. Their certificate would say that it's recognizing them in honor of their recently modified golf court to enable local residents with prosthetic legs to be able to get out and golf again.
Okay.
So it's going, their certificate will actually state the initiative that they have carried out, and they're more than welcome to use those certificates to, and of course the county itself, when we do these access awards, when we do have the luncheon, we highly communicate out through our communications officer, through our social media channels, all of these great things that are happening in the county. Does that answer your question, Mr. Halliday?
Almost. It's that. Thank you for that. I was just wondering, sometimes there's, like a specific blurb that gets supplied, and it would be just short and kind of zesty, like in recognition of a contribution to the community or accessibility in the community, just something like that. That kind of thing is sometimes provided as recommended language. If they run like a thing in their newsletters. I just wondered. Thanks.
Like you mean like if they ran something in their newsletter stating that they had been recognized for this award?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just
that
want,
the award is recognition of a community contribution,
right, okay.
their support for the community, something like that. Yeah. Never mind. It's okay. I just wondered.
Okay.
Yeah.
So through you, Mr. Allen, we could actually put that on the certificate. So the wording on the certificate, we could put in recognition of a community contribution by, and then I can actually list what they were nominated for.
That might be
Something
yeah, that might be
simpler
good.
and clearer like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it would certainly clear the language up, and then if they wanted to put it in their newsletter or post it in the store someplace or something like that, they would have something specific that they could refer to.
Yeah.
And
They wouldn't be left trying to interpret or rewrite.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's the idea. It's sort of an ad person's or community developers approach. Yeah. Anyway,
No, good point. Good
just a
point.
thought. Just a
Good
thought.
point, Kurt.
All right.
It's nice to keep things consistent.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, if we could do that, Jeanette, that would be excellent. And when is the celebration again?
So the celebration typically took place at the warden's reception each year, but last year the warden opted to not host his wine and cheese. So we will just simply revert back to the original intent, which was to celebrate it at the December council meeting. We did choose December because December 3rd is the United Nations International Day of Persons with Disabilities Day. So it's globally recognized. So it will be celebrated at the December 21st council meeting. So we are working on the logistics currently. We do not have a location for that yet, but I certainly will let the committee know once we find that out. So basically what will happen is following the December council meeting, which should end about 10:30ish, we will have at that point the Access Award presentations. Sorry, each of those who was nominated will certainly be invited to that. The presentations will be made. There's also another small presentation being made at that council meeting as well for all of our outgoing councillors from the previous term of council, which will be very nice because they were the ones that really were on council when these accessibility upgrades were being done or initiatives were being done. So, and then there will be a luncheon that follows that. So the committee certainly is invited. All of the committee is invited to attend that. I will certainly get the invitations out. We are just working on the logistics of where we can hold that currently. As most of you likely know, we no longer have our administration building. And the auditorium where it would typically have been held is due to COVID right now, and that being an isolation unit for the long-term care home that we have, it's not an option. So the council meetings were to move to the township of South Frontenac, but again, that facility is not large enough to accommodate everyone for this award. So we're just working on logistics. I will have that to the committee hopefully by the beginning of next week. And the invitations will certainly go out at that time.
Okay.
And could you please give me a call there, Jeanette?
Yes, of course, I will do that.
All right. Did you want to talk a little bit point B there as well, Janet? The the multi-year plan.
For sure. So at the last meeting, and I'm just going to pull this up here. At the last meeting, excuse me, the committee had made some recommendations in terms of the multi-year plan that was presented. So there was a draft one presented at the last meeting. So since that meeting, the committee had asked that the population projections be updated, which they have been. I have confirmed with all of the townships. I also confirmed, because there was concerns about if all of the websites were actually in compliance now. So as of November, all websites were in compliance. So that has been noted in the plan as well. I can also note that we did receive one other response to the survey, but again, the survey really is township specific. So those surveys that had township specific issues, and those issues are noted in the report that I have here, are forwarded to the townships directly, because those initiatives would need to be at the township level, obviously. So I think that was it. So the plan that's attached to the agenda today incorporates all of those changes that the committee had requested at the last meeting. And so the plan is on the agenda today for approval by the committee. And then it will go to council at the December 21st meeting as well. And that will put the county in compliance for having an updated plan, which is due January 1st. So that will put us in compliance.
Okay, so we just need a motion for that then?
Just a motion to approve the plan, but as well, once the motion's on the floor, if the committee wanted to, if there's things that the committee feels are still missing, you're certainly welcome to let me know if anything additional needs to be updated.
Missing, you mean from the websites?
Sorry, what was that, Kurt?
Missing from the websites?
You'll have to repeat that again, Kurt. Sorry, I was having trouble hearing you.
Really? Oh. You meant missing from the websites?
Anything from the, sorry, anything from the website?
Oh, no, never mind. Never mind. It's okay. What the hell?
Okay, so I guess we will look for a motion then for that, or
Through you, Chair, I did hear Kurt, he said missing from the website. Anything missing from the website. He was looking for clarification. Is that right, Kurt?
Yeah, yes.
oh, is anything missing from the website? Such as what?
Janet was referring to something, if something was missing.
Oh, okay.
So I
Sorry.
just asked.
Yes,
If
sorry,
she meant
through
missing
you,
from the
Mr.
website.
Allen. No, what was raised at the last meeting was if all of the township websites were WCAG compliant. So there is a compliancy
Right.
and so there was a question raised if all of the township websites are in compliance. So I did follow up with our IT department, because we have a Frontenac Municipal Information Services department that provides the service for all of the townships in the county. So I did follow up with them, and they advised me that the only one that was still being worked on was Frontenac Islands, but that it went live in November. So as of December 1st, all of the 4 townships plus the county, their websites are all in compliance.
Okay. And was
Thank
the biggest challenge for that just like the documents and whatnot that were associated with the website, or what was the main thing that they had to work on to bring those to compliance?
So the documents are a different issue.
Okay.
So under the standards, you had until a certain date to ensure that your websites were, I think it's called WCAG compliant. So it's WCAG A level compliant. So the township of Frontenac Islands, I believe, had not redone its website. So if you redo your website at any point, you had to be compliant. But if you didn't redo your website, you had till a certain date to be compliant. So it's actually the website itself that's compliant. What you're speaking about, Mr. Allen, is the documents that are up on the website. I can confirm for the County of Frontenac that all documents that go up on our website are compliant. They are in an accessible format. So, and I believe I updated the committee on this last year. So the regulation came in January 2021. So as of December 31st, the County of Frontenac pulled down all of its documents that were not accessible. And then they've slowly been going back up as they have been put in an accessible format. I believe I've noted this to the committee as well, that the staff at the County of Frontenac have done some extensive training on how to make a PDF accessible. So our documents that are going up on our websites are fully accessible. So our website is compliant in that sense. I cannot speak for the townships.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. If that's everything in regards to that, do we need a motion on that then, Jeanette? Or
Yes, I just need a motion that the committee recommend to council that the 2023-2027 multi-year accessibility plan be approved and that the plan be forwarded to the townships.
I'll motion.
okay, Kurt
I'll second it.
and David. All right, and all in favor? Great, super. Our next point is township updates. Are there any updates at this time for any of the townships that you know of, Jeanette?
So I didn't reach out to the townships for updates simply because it was a very quick meeting since our last one. So this meeting really was just focused on the access award. But I see Mr. Corhonen from North Frontenac has some updates perhaps that he wants to add. His hand is raised.
Oh, yes. Go ahead, Eric.
Mr. Chair, through you. Good morning, everybody. Just to follow up, North Frontenac is proceeding with the accessible ramp access to the Harlow Community Hall, and we expect to have it completed before the spring of next year.
All right, excellent. Cindy, I see your hand up as well.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, for Central Frontenac, I do know that the accessibility ramp at the Kennebec Hall is, I believe, 100% complete. If not, it's almost complete. That was quite an undertaking because there was more work there than anticipated just to fix the foundation and whatnot. So it took a bit longer. And I do know that they have now completed the accessible washroom in our new satellite office, the old barber shop. It has been completed as well. I don't know what else was on Central's list. Unfortunately, I haven't been involved in the committee in the past, but I do know of those updates.
All right, excellent. Well, thank you for those updates. Did you have anything else? Did anyone have anything else that they would like to add to that, to the updates, or would that be it for today? All right, we'll move on then. There are no communications, I believe. Is there any other business? No, and we won't be setting a next meeting at this point, is my understanding.
That's correct, Mr. Allen. So this will be this committee's last meeting. The nominations process now goes through for the next term of council. Those nominations will be considered by the administration committee on January 11th for all of those who have submitted their nominations. And then that will go to council to the January council meeting, and that will be the basis of the formation of the new committee. And those letters will go out following the January council meeting as to who has been appointed.
Okay, when is the meeting in January?
The January meeting, it's January the 18th.
18th, okay. Right. If that's everything, then we'll adjourn the meeting then until we meet again. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll motion.
Kurt. And a second.
You only need one
Only one?
motion to adjourn.
All
No,
right.
you do need two under our procedural bylaw. So
Oh,
we do
really?
need a seconder
Oh.
for that, yes.
Okay, so we got
Sorry.
Janet. So Kurt and Janet. All right. And all in favor? We'll close this down then and maybe see everyone at the December council meeting.
All right. I was going Robert's rules there.
Okay. All right. Well,
Okay.
thank you everybody for your time this morning, and we will talk soon, I'm sure. Have a great
Thank
holiday.
you.
All right. Thanks,
Merry
everyone.
Christmas,
Thanks,
everybody.
everybody. Bye-bye.
Holidays.